What's going on, ladies and gents? My name is Darian. I am the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. On my channel, we focus on fragrances as well as fashion. So if you love looking good and smelling great, then this is a channel that you may enjoy. I invite you to go ahead and click the subscribe button. And take another quick second to hit that bell icon as well to make sure you get notified every time I upload new content on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about fragrances that get great ladies' reactions. Fragrances that get the best ladies' reactions. Number one, Mont Blanc Individual, the sweet fabric softener with a raspberry touch. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not bringing Jeremy back on the channel again. You guys seem to like my impression of Jeremy last week. But anyway, shout out to Jeremy, man. He has some great fragrances, especially Office for Men. I'm going to give you guys some full reviews on those coming up pretty soon. But anyway, we're going to be talking about great fragrances that have gotten me some great compliments from the ladies. So this is going to be some interesting fragrances, guys. I always say, look, I'm not guaranteeing that anybody's going to get compliments. But I'm just saying that in my experience, these fragrances that I'm going to talk about today have gotten me great compliments specifically from the ladies. So this is going to be some great stuff. You guys know how we do. If you want to find out what fragrances made the list, you know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I do have one honorable mention now. It does get a lot of compliments, but it's a great fragrance for layering, and it's a fragrance, but it's not a fragrance. What am I talking about? This right here from Eccentric Molecules. This is Molecule 01. Now, you guys know this fragrance, if you've probably heard about it. It is great for layering. It's ISO-E Super, so it kind of boosts the performance of fragrances, and it's really good to mix with just about any other fragrance, but it can be worn by itself. It's one of those fragrances that is going to kind of react different on everybody because it really works with your skin chemistry. So this one right here, man, is one that is it gives this kind of soft, velvety, almost fabric softener type vibe as well, but it really just works really well, especially fresh out of the shower, man. You throw this stuff on, and again, it's gonna work magic. You don't really always pick it up, but it's still there. Kind of like that whole mysterious thing you get with Baccarat Rouge 540, but trust me, whether you layer this or wear it by itself, this is a highly complimented fragrance from the ladies from the House of Eccentric Molecules. This is Molecule 01. The next fragrance on the list, this fragrance comes from the House of Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is called Y. Now, this is the original Y and the EDT, and look at this bottle, man. I mean, I have a lot of fragrances, and I've knocked a lot of this bottle out, and that's because it just works. It really, really works, man. This is of course, the more vibrant iteration of this fragrance, the original, the EDT. And it just really, really works magic as far as the compliments are concerned. It smells great. It's a nice, fresh, kind of floral, citrusy, more aquatic fragrance. But most people just tend to like that kind of fragrance DNA. That's why designer fragrances tend to kind of follow these patterns when it comes to the fragrances that they release. They want the mass appealing scent DNAs, and this is definitely one of them, but ladies just really seem to be drawn to this stuff. So if you want compliments from the ladies, I'm sure the other ones work as well. The Eau de Parfum, the Le Parfum, which I'm going to be talking about that soon as well, but man, the original Y EDT works magic when you talk about compliments from the ladies. And it's getting hot outside, so it's about time to break this thing back out. So check this one out from the House of Yves Saint Laurent. This is called Y. Guys, I know we're talking about fragrances today that get compliments from women, but I always stress, look, if you're gonna smell good, you might as well look good as well. And that brings me to today's sponsor, which is Tiege Hanley. Tiege Hanley is a skincare regimen that made a semi-complicated process of finding a good skincare regimen for men really uncomplicated and simple. It starts out at 25 bucks, guys. You get a facial wash, you get an AM and a PM moisturizer, as well as a facial scrub. It's a 30-day supply, And guys, this stuff really, really works. So shout out to the guys that reached out to me the last time I talked about Tiege Hanley, that went out and tried these products, and they are working for you as well. I am glad to hear that, because guess what? I don't bring anything to you guys that does not work for me. I always try it out first. So I'm glad to hear that it worked for you guys just like it did for me. My skincare regimen consists of the facial wash in the morning with the AM moisturizer. In the evening, I use the facial wash again with the PM moisturizer, and I also use the eye cream because sometimes I struggle with bags under my eyes, so I really like to use the eye cream. It really, really works for me. But guys, you can tailor this system to what your needs are, because they have a serum as well if you really struggle with wrinkles in your face. So listen, it starts at 25 bucks, guys, for a 30-day supply. So it's uncomplicated. It does not cost a lot, and they made it really, really simple to understand. So listen, I'm gonna leave the link down below. Go ahead and click on that link and try out some products from Tiege Hanley, because again, they've made skincare regimens for men very, very uncomplicated, and that's just the way we like it. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're hooking you up with a special offer. Just click the first link in the description. You'll get a free toiletry bag with your first box. So go ahead and click that link and get started for just $25 today. All right, guys, the next fragrance that I want to talk about on the list today, this fragrance comes from the house of Initio Parfums, and this one right here, Musk Therapy. Oh my goodness, man, I cannot say enough about this fragrance. It's at the number 9 spot, although I don't necessarily have these in order, but I haven't had it as long as some of these others. But man, this thing right now is batting 100 for me. I don't know what's in this stuff. It just smells freaking fantastic. The white musk in here, the sandalwood. Oh man, I'm going to the next one. The next fragrance on this list needs absolutely no introduction, man. Probably, pound for pound, when you talk about the price, the best Creed clone, Aventis clone on the planet. We're talking about Homme Club de Nuit Intense Man. I talk about this fragrance a lot because I really feel like it deserves to be talked about, because for what you get for 30 bucks, it's absolutely a no-brainer. And I could not make a list when you talk about fragrances that get compliments from women and not include this on the list, because that's what it does. This fragrance gets compliments. It smells 95% close to Creed Aventis, but it actually performs a little bit better, if I'm being honest. Now, there's a little slight difference in quality, and like I said, the average person is not going to pick that up. I can, but it's not $400 worth. So guys, check this one out if you want to get some compliments. If you love the Creed Aventis DNA, you don't want to spend the Creed Aventis money, get you a bottle of Club de Nuit Intense Man, because this gets great ladies reactions. Next one. Next fragrance on the list, guys, I talk about this all the time because it's good. Oud Wood is oud good. This stuff right here, compliment machine. When you talk about the ladies, they love it. This is a great fragrance. If you are not really a person that loves oud, you'll probably still like this right here, because it's very, very smooth. Smooth, masculine, manly, woody. I love this stuff right here. And again, when you talk about women, this fragrance really, really gets some great compliments from the ladies. They just seem to really be drawn to this stuff because it gives you that right amount of sexy and masculine. Love this stuff from the house of Tom Ford. This is Oud Wood. The next fragrance comes from the house of Byredo, and this one is called Mojave Ghost. Mojave Ghost. Some of the fellas might not mess with this fragrance because it's definitely a unisex fragrance, but trust me, guys, compliments, women love this stuff. And I tell you all the time, a lot of times women will compliment you on a fragrance that they smell and they can imagine themselves wearing it. It smells good to them. Common sense. And this is one of those fragrances. It's definitely a unisex fragrance. It has violet, it has magnolia, it has a beautiful sandalwood in this as well. And guys, it just really, really works. It's hot outside. This is the kind of fragrance that you want to throw on regardless of where you're going in the spring and summertime. And guess what? It's going to get you noticed. It gets positive attention. So try this one if you haven't. From the house of Byredo, this one is called Mojave Ghost. The next fragrance on the list comes from the house of Creed, and this one is called Aventis Cologne. Aventis Cologne. Now, admittedly, I was not a big fan when I got a sample of this originally, but once I got the full bottle, that's when the magic really started to happen. And this to me is just a lighter version of Creed Aventis. But man, this stuff really, really works in the compliment department. It's a little bit more, honestly, with it being toned down, a more mass appealing version of that fragrance. If you can imagine an already popular scent like Creed Aventis being a little bit more mass appealing, that's it right here in this bottle. Easy to wear, great compliment machine from the House of Creed. This is Aventis Cologne. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, this fragrance comes from the House of Mancera, and this one is Cedrat Boisé. Cedrat Boisé. Now, guys, I know I had a couple fragrances on this list that kind of hover around that Aventis thing, and this is another one, but it is what it is. These are the fragrances that really get the best, reactions from ladies, the most compliments, and I had to put this one on the list. This is a more, it kind of has a slight similarity to Aventis, but again, to me, this thing is different, and it does its own thing, and I really, really enjoy it. Again, it is smoother. This is a lot more creamier, maybe inspired fragrance from that DNA. But man, this stuff works when you talk about compliments. So put your nose on this if you have not for some reason at this time. If you haven't put your nose on this, I highly recommend you do so. Check out this one from the House of Mancera. This is called Cedrat Boisé. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, this fragrance comes from the House of Bond number 9, and this one is called Lafayette Street. Lafayette Street. Absolute compliment machine right here. Look, I went to the Bond number 9 store with my wife and 2 other women, and we smelled just about every Bond number 9 fragrance in the store, and this is the one that all 3 of them went absolutely bonkers over. It's just a very nice scent DNA. It's not anything overcomplicated, but this has apple, it has bergamot, it has some tonka bean. I mean, it's just a magnificent smelling fragrance, man. And again, it's one that is going to get you noticed. You can wear this thing year round. It's signature scent worthy. I highly recommend you check this out if you have not, from the House of Bond number 9. This one is called Lafayette Street. The next fragrance on the list, this fragrance comes from the House of Prada, and this is Prada Lunarosa Black. Man, this thing is just so good, man. Tonka bean heaven. If you love tonka bean, you have to put your nose on this fragrance. Honestly, to me, all the fragrances from the Lunarosa line are really, really good. They're really, really solid. And you guys know how much I love Prada Lunarosa Sport. This is just Prada Lunarosa Sport amped up with a little bit more tonka bean, and people love this scent DNA, specifically the ladies. It's sweet and sexy, and they tend to be drawn to those fragrances that are really sweet and sexy, and that is this in a bottle from the House of Prada. This is Prada Lunarosa Black. And last but not least on this list, we're going back to the House of Creed, and this fragrance, the one in the white bottle, is called Silver Mountain Water. And it is springtime, and to me, that is the perfect season to wear Silver Mountain Water. And I've talked about this fragrance a lot, so I'm not going to say much about it. But again, this is my most complimented Creed fragrance. And that's saying a lot from a house that has so many mass appealing fragrances. For a niche house, Creed offers a lot of mass appealing, not overly complicated scent DNAs. You have Royal Oud, which is highly complimented. Of course, Creed Aventis, which is highly complimented. Green Irish Tweed. I could go on and on, but this is the most complimented Creed fragrance in my collection. And of course, that's why it made the list. Ladies love this fragrance on me. So coming in at the number 1 spot from the House of Creed, this is called Silver Mountain Water. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you 10 highly complimented fragrances in my collection by the ladies. As always, I appreciate your time and attention to these videos, because of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now don't forget, fellas and ladies, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos out to folks that you think could use this information or find me entertaining, because I'm your guy, Darian, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love looking good and smelling absolutely amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.